Hi guys, this is my first video, so I thought I'd start off by saying hi and thank you so much for listening. I'm excited to be posting videos where I'll be narrating stories from forums such as Reddit's Let's Not Meet and No Sleep Boards, Creepypasta, and anywhere else that I can find new scary content. If that's the kind of stuff that you're interested in, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. That'll make sure that you keep up to date with my videos, and it'll also help me out a lot. Anyway, without further ado, here are two true scary stories about creepy stalkers.
Number 1. I was about 10 when I moved from Japan to New Zealand. My mum is Caucasian and my father is Japanese, so we decided to move back to where my mum was born. That was when I first met Nathaniel. He was from America, and it surprised him to have another foreigner around. My English was kind of strange because I only learnt from my mum and not from school. He helped me a lot with my English, and I was grateful. However, we separated in intermediate as I went to a different school and completely forgot about him. We went to the same high school and he kept trying to talk to me, but I didn't really want to. That's when the stalking started. It started in year 10 when I started taking the bus home. He took the same bus and I sat with my friend and he would just stare at me. Just stare for the whole 30 minutes. When I got home, he would follow me home, like right to the gate. It escalated to him finding my social media, even after me blocking him. When I did, he would just make new accounts to try and follow me. He joined dance because I was there. He learnt Japanese to impress me. The worst one was when he took a picture of me through my fucking window. I recently went out with 2 close Japanese friends and I got a call from him. I didn't answer. He called 16 more times before I picked up and angrily asked what the fuck he wanted. He laughed and said, "That skirt looks good on you, and the belt is very good." I was terrified. No pictures of me had been uploaded, and I was in a different town. He proceeded to send pictures of me and my friends, along with the text, "You're so beautiful." I received flowers, food, and Japanese food that costs a lot to import to New Zealand, along with notes from him. I can't change schools or leave to go back to Japan. I will update. Please help me. Update. Thank you all for the kind words. Sadly, there's a big problem. I'm unable to file a complaint as I have tried to already and his father is head of the department. I have been at my friend's house and no matter where I go, he knows where I am. I switched my phone, so I'll show the pictures when I can get my phone back. I'm currently in a city 6 hours away from where I live for a holiday, staying with a close friend. Apparently they had a call last night with a voice on the other side that sounded American, as well as a knock on the door. My friend, who I was sleeping with in her bed, mentioned she woke up around 2 a.m. when she heard taps on the windows. I will try to talk to the police again, however. Thank you all for the support, and once again, I'll update if anything happens. Number 2. This was nearly 3 years ago. I'm currently 21, however this incident happened around the time that I had just turned 19. I met my nightmare when I began attending my first fall semester at community college. It was around week 3 of the fall semester and I had just finished up with my HIS 112 class and decided to stay on campus for this magic show. I arrived and watched the show when I saw this guy wearing a "Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?" shirt. I'm a huge English lit nut, so I complimented him on his taste. We struck up a conversation and at the time he seemed like a decent person and soon asked for my number, which I gave him. Big mistake. After we parted ways, he asked me if I would like to go on a date with him. I didn't consider this a red flag because some people are just straight to the point. However, I had just ended a 4-year long-distance relationship and was still attempting to get over it. I also didn't find him the least bit attractive. I politely told him no, and that if he wanted to meet for coffee on campus sometime, I would be up for that. He took me up on my coffee offer, and we agreed on a day to meet, and continued to meet every day for about a week. Suddenly, I get a text from him asking me to be his girlfriend, which I responded with, "I'm flattered, however I still hardly know anything about you. You're also not my type, but I'd like to continue being friends." While I did enjoy his company, I wasn't going to lie to the poor guy and act like he had a romantic chance. This, however, set off a whole bunch of crazy. He proceeded to text me things like, "But you do know me, we've met before. I want to clarify that I have never met this man, considering that our first meeting was the magic event on campus." He proceeded to use the time that I mentioned my father being in the military, hoping to falsely convince me that we had met in the past. I have a very good memory and decided to test him. "Oh wait, are you from when I lived in Wisconsin?" The bait worked and he replied with, "Yes, thank God you remember me." One thing I hate more than anything is a liar, and it looked like I had just caught one in the act. I proceeded to tell him that I had never lived in Wisconsin and that lying was not going to make me want to date him. This angered him, and after a few rude and desperate messages, I turned off my phone and went to my next class. Once class finished, I turned my phone back on and saw that I had 58 missed calls, 31 voice messages, and around 217 text messages. I was officially freaked out by voice message number 5 because of the things he said that I don't feel comfortable typing out. I immediately blocked his number after telling him to leave me alone and assumed that that would be the end of it. I was stupid to think that he would just walk away. Every class I took, he could be seen staring at me from the hallway, eerily. I didn't want to get campus police involved because the paperwork is excessive, and I thought that sooner or later he would give up. But things only escalated. It got so bad that he found out where I work and proceeded to follow me into the bathroom during my break. I was so scared that I rushed into the nearest stall and locked the door, trying my best to keep it together. Enraged by me running away, he attempted to break down the stall I was in, and I was sure he would get to me. Thankfully, a group of guys heard me crying and his banging against the stall door and rushed into the ladies' room to help me. The group of guys scared him away after threatening to call the police, and I was sent home by my manager and forced to take a week off because she feared for my safety. I finally broke my silence the moment that he put me in hospital. Not even 2 days after the bathroom incident, I had been reading at the local library where I received peer tutoring for my math course. It was around 7 p.m. and I realized that everybody had already left. I closed the door and checked to make sure it was locked properly before walking to my car. I realized too late that this psycho had followed me and was now crouched next to my passenger side door. I was about 3 feet away from my car when I saw him and immediately knew that it was fight or flight, and fight wasn't going to be an option for me. I attempted to make a run for it, but was thrown to the ground where he beat me within an inch of my life. I was saved by the driver of a farm fresh delivery truck. The driver noticed my attacker crouched down in front of something and soon realized that he wasn't crouched down in front of something, he was crouched down in front of someone. My attacker was removing his pants while towering over my beaten and unconscious body when this brave man tackled him. If it wasn't for him calling 911 and pummeling that asshole to the ground, I would have ended up a victim of not only a brutal beating, but also a victim of rape. I woke up in the hospital and was told I had a concussion, fractured collarbone, broken arm, dislocated shoulder, sprained ankle, a busted upper lip, and sustained severe damage to my right eye. I spent 5.5 months in that hospital and immediately got school authorities and local authorities involved with the hopes of putting his ass in jail. He was released from prison in May this year, and was informed of my restraining order against him. Around June, this psycho attempted to add me on Facebook and has been hounding my friends for information since then. I'm starting to think that contacting his parole officer and putting his ass back in jail might be the best option. I'll be sending a link to my friends and will be instructing them to send it to him if he contacts them. So, asshole, if you're reading this, I just wanted to say that I got a concealed carry license just for you. I don't plan on contacting your parole officer, because if I even see you out of the corner of my eye, I will put a bullet so far up your ass, doctors won't be able to remove it. I'll contact him after making sure you're unable to sit comfortably for the rest of your life. Edit to address the parole officer questions. At first I was unsure to call the authorities because every fibre of my body wanted to put a bullet in the place where the sun don't shine. However, he managed to get my best friend's number and was harassing her to get to me. He's now back in jail and I'm in the process of getting a permanent restraining order. Edit. Addressing the I have never met him before comments. I have gotten a lot of comments saying that how I worded the paragraph was confusing. This is the paragraph saying, I am flattered, however I still hardly know anything about you, etc. One of the days that we had met for coffee, he asked me if I grew up in the area. I told him that I didn't grow up here because one of my fathers is military, so I moved around quite a lot when I was younger. This is why he texted me, but you do know me. He was trying to act as if we had met before as kids when I was living in another state. But I didn't believe him, and to confirm my suspicions, I picked a state I had never lived in and acted like I had just remembered him to see if he would fall for the bait. I baited him by saying, oh wait, are you from when I lived in Wisconsin? And it worked, because he replied with, yes, thank God you remember me. I have never ever lived in Wisconsin, so I know this crazy person was bullshitting me.